live, gentlemen. Locking that off immediately because we don't need the stream getting cancelled.
But
So big shout out to everyone who's actually here right now. We are in the building with who and who, what, where, when, why.
D3 founder of Otaku Nation, and then
Let's freaking go. Hey, why are you guys hidden behind these times? You man have HD, bruv. Yeah, you man are hidden behind the screen and you man have the
I'm about
HD and
to be stream raided in a minute. So.
Yeah. Stream rated by who? Stream rated by who cares? I was not looking to get stream rated like that. Bruh. Yeah, big shout out to everybody. Yeah, so basically, you saying, yeah, so man said founder of Otaku Nation, you're already going that way, innit? D3, bruv. Man said, I'm out here. I hear it. Do you know what? I think we are living in a day where, it's not just about ownership, but literally taking ownership of your mission, So, like, I'm very much in the mindset that you should take ownership of your mission and, like, sort of try to make the most of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to try and make the most of it. We're living in that day and age where there's just not enough happening for people.
Yeah.
And the first step that you can take in your life is to take ownership. Do you know what I'm saying? Nobody should need to be forcing you to do anything. You do things because you believe that it's the right thing to do. You feel me?
But,
yeah, big shout out. Hey, yo, Beans, why you drop? Yo, Beans just dropped in and out. He said, what? Yeah, we just got live on the channel and that. You could go have a look. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Are you man trying to be on camera or what? You're pretending like you don't know anything now.
He's not.
I see you. I think you can do background, If you don't want the whole life, you can do like even put a picture there as well. If you want to. Yeah, big shout out to everyone who's already watching, bro. Yeah. What up, Beans?
Hello.
What up, Beans? We see you. Wait, I'm gonna add you to the stage. Yeah. Hey, yo, Refrain, are you ready? Refrain is doing
Absolutely not.
You're so yeah. All right, Beans. What up? What up? Yeah, nice yourself up. I know you're gonna have to prettify, bro, because we're here. And now, I think. Oh my goodness. Kilo Day, what is breaking? Who is breaking it? Yeah. All right, so just tell me. I've tried to reduce my own noise, and I think you guys can do that as well. But yeah, man.
You guys can see that having a meeting behind me, innit?
I hear it. Avengers are linking up and that. I see you. See, yeah, shout out to the Avengers still. I walked into a shop. I'm gonna pick up some equipment, and the guys who were in the shop were discussing Doomsday. They were busy talking about Sentry having a fight with Jean Grey and Professor X. And I was like, I was just here for the comments, to be honest. I brought out my popcorn, I started eating, and I was listening, and they were basically
I hear that.
Yeah.
That's a Sentry.
Yeah, Sentry, because they were like, well, Sentry is essentially a psychic, because it goes into, it's a mind games thing. So who would win the mind games? But also he's physically strong, which
he's their Superman basically.
Exactly. Jean Grey on her Phoenix Day will probably give Sentry a run for his money. So it was like, will they win that battle or not? I was like, all right, well, we'll see in it. We'll see. But yeah, I want to invite these guys in so we can do some video work. But yeah, how you been, D3 of Otaku Nation?
I've been
Representing the
chilling.
Otaku
We're
Nation.
looking to bring in more members of Otaku Nation right now. That's
I
the
hear it.
mission.
Yeah, big
Literally, grow
conversations
our
in the
following, our
works.
accounts. Literally.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think it is important to. I'm looking forward to what like Otaku Nation is gonna do. I think that's something worth kind of building on.
Yeah.
And you know, without giving too much of the game away, if you haven't followed Otaku Nation, you need to get into that business immediately.
Join the club.
Yeah, remember how I said that. And actually, I could maybe I hold two people, well, maybe three actually. I hold you man responsible for me getting into anime and that. You know, I thought I was good with the Dragon Ball Z and that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy?
I
Because
just
right
thought,
now I'm watching My Adventures with Superman, and the
okay,
recent season basically just took the whole Trunks arc from DBZ and Dragon Ball,
right,
where
right,
Superman's son comes back from the future to try to save them from the apocalyptic future,
okay,
and it's like he has this girl, and
yeah,
Supergirl kind of behaves like Piccolo in this case, where Supergirl sacrifices herself to save
right,
Trunks,
yeah,
John Kent.
okay. And you know, here's the thing: like, even with Superman and DC Comics, I'm not really heavily involved like that. You know, I'm not heavily
Superman,
involved.
Man of Tomorrow, might like what it is, because the thing I think most of the public, they trust Marvel, the MCU in it. So
Yeah,
when Spider-Man does his thing and Avengers, it goes off.
yeah,
I don't think that, like, when it comes to DC stuff, it doesn't mean the
yeah.
quality is worse. It's just like the trust they
Different.
have in the media.
I
Yeah,
feel like DC stands for different comics, not
I
necessarily,
was actually supposed to do
sometimes
a
dark
video
comments.
about that name, where
Hmm.
they got DC from, actually.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, it's always been like, yeah, like I mess with Batman, and the cartoons as well. Like I was messing with a lot of stuff, early.
Yeah, so My
Like,
Adventures of
early.
Superman is a new cartoon they've done. Same with
Okay.
Batman Caped Crusader. I can't lie, I think these are the most unique like spins on Batman and Superman I've seen in a minute. Like, I would almost say My Adventures of Superman has won me over more than Invincible.
Wow. I don't know about that. I can't lie.
I say what's all
like,
3 seasons. It's
I
more
feel like you're kind of
PG.
pushing a bit hard though.
It's more PG, but I think
better than Invincible.
in terms of
Yeah,
story and in terms of like how consistent the story is, yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
animation is much more consistent as well.
Okay, but where are you watching that?
I have a site because obviously it's on HBO Max, so I'm just using a site.
Okay, man said I got connects in higher places in there.
Listen.
Yeah, don't worry. When at the rate you're going, you're probably gonna get free subscriptions very soon.
I'd say amen. God willing.
Come on, you have to say it out
God's
loud
timing,
if you
literally.
want it, bro.
More brand deals, more subscriptions,
Come
free
on.
subscriptions.
Come on.
So,
you feel me? Yeah. What have I been watching? X-Men 97.
yes.
The thing is, I'm struggling to avoid like all the spoilers that people are putting out there. Yeah, like it's just, a man said, "Oh, watch when so and so kills so and so." I'm like, shut up, bro.
Oh, wait, so you haven't watched the whole season?
I've not watched the whole season because basically the whole of last week I was so tired. So like every time I was trying to watch something, it was a tall order.
This, what it is, I've seen people complain about how this season basically has a lot of filler, but I'm like, it's really good filler.
Yeah, true.
It's really I think each episode is dedicated to a member of the original team.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. The thing is, I am enjoying it. Enjoying it. So I'd be lying if I said, "Can you still hear me though?" By the way, check.
Yeah, I can still hear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I am actually enjoying it. I'm just having some issues with staying awake when I'm watching it. Not because it's boring, just life in it. But I have, when I have had time to like catch up properly, I am enjoying it. The worst part is falling asleep halfway through the episode then waking up 3 episodes later and all the Sentinels are jumping the X-Men. And they're like, how did we get here? There's no logical explanation for that. So yeah, man. You're a friend. What you saying?
What's
You
up?
got issues, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Crack
What you saying,
lacking.
though?
They are me and they are still. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good still. I'm good. They are. Live and kicking, man.
Nice. Yeah, what have you been up to? What have you been watching? What's on your screen?
I've been watching a lot of the old stuff recently still. So like stuff like Grimm, stuff like House. These are the OG shows that had
The OG
huge budgets.
shits. Yeah.
Huge budgets, made a lot of money, and I see why. I see why
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching stuff like that still. Like
Yeah.
I ain't really as much into the X-Men stuff, considering like
Yeah.
I just never really been as the ultra fan of that. You know what I'm saying? I lean more towards like the Spider-Mans, the Hulks. I think when I start getting into the X-Men, I'm like, yeah, this wasn't really. I don't know. I feel like I just didn't get introduced to it when I was younger, and it kind of like with anime or Dragon Ball. Like I got introduced to that, so I was like, oh, okay, I see levels. But yeah, man. Outside of that, literally, I've just been watching them. I'm watching Grimm. I'm watching. In terms of anime, there's this one called Demons of the Shadow Realm. It's really good.
Right.
David knows about it still. It's really dope still.
Yeah,
They just did a crazy reference back to Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
They're by the same writer. So
they got the rights.
This is the thing. This is where I just literally I laugh at the pain. Because I'm like,
real.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. Do you know what the thing is? I'm into anime, but I'm not heavy. And I know I'm not heavy into it when I'm around you lot. Because you guys start churning out storylines, story times, and I'm like, that don't make no sense, bro. I don't know where the Full Metal Jacket is, but what I do know is Garakachakachaucha. You understand?
Season 2 is coming.
You see, and I haven't even finished season 1, but I think that's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
For sure. Now, why is everyone hiding their face? Because now I feel like I should be hiding my face. Yeah, how am I gonna clip this? I can't clip this.
So he says a test. He says test. We're testing.
We're testing. Nigga, we live. We live.
What up, live?
No, we live.
What up, live?
I mean, you need to check the channel. Because my oof, sound good. Yeah,
all the pagans unsubscribed, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. What you mean? What? Did you say they unsubscribed or they should? I don't know what you.
They should unsubscribe.
Fair play. Yeah, I hear it. Well, in time, you will know what it's like to unsubscribe. To feel like you're a part of the mission, yet to realize that you're not all the same. Fear it, run from it. Destiny still arrives. Sorry, that's my favorite line from Thanos. Literally.
Actually, that's cold. I never actually deep that. Yeah.
Listen, it's one of the best. Because the way they edited the trailer, so genius. You know.
Says.
So he says, what was he say? He said, "You will know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, and yet to fail all the same. Fear it, run from it. Destiny still arrives."
When did he say this? Like, what part of the film? And which film, actually?
I think they used it for the trailer, though.
Oh, he didn't actually say in the movie.
He didn't actually say it in the movie.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find the audio. Yeah, let me see if I can find the audio. Share that. Yeah. Because it was part of a bigger discourse from the Avengers Infinity War trailer. Probably one of the most watched trailers. Yeah, 271 million. That trailer was gone. Let's see if I can quickly collect the audio. Where is it? So we just wait. We wait. It's gonna expose, man. Because actually, no, it won't. Cool. All I need to do is I'm just gonna share the audio. But like you, and when you hear it, try to imagine the gravitas of what they're doing or what they're talking about. Like I couldn't get over like how intentional the detail was behind that trailer. Like, I don't think there's another trailer that's done those kind of numbers. Maybe Spider-Man. Not No Way Home. The new when Spider-Man transferred from Sony to Marvel. That one. That was a big deal. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can find my. Are you guys? Is anyone using Wavelink for their
for this?
Yeah. Well, I'm using. Oh wait, tell me if you can hear this.
No, I can hear it.
You can hear it, right? All right, listen to this.
No.
Can you hear it?
There was an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, check this out.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
Yeah, they've made that sound so iconic.
Honestly.
Yeah, so, and then listen to this part. It goes, in time, you will know what is so sick.
Time. You will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
I remember this, yeah.
Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Is this Infinity War? Or no, Endgame? It's Infinity War.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses.
It's a T'Challa.
Get this man a shield.
Get this man a shield. Hey, Black Panther has so much aura back then. Oh my days. Chadwick Boseman has so much aura.
When balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
the hell are you guys?
That is how you do a trailer. So it's just that the way he said it in time. It's a in time, you will know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you are right, and yet to fail all the same. Fear it, run from it. Destiny still
Still
arrives.
arrives.
Oh my god. You know what I'm saying? And I think they kind of introduced what's his name, Dr. Doom the same way. Von Doom the same way, because you
Victor
hear his
Von
voice.
Doom.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a theory that he might actually be Sorcerer Supreme from his world, which makes sense.
You know, okay, so which yeah, kind of clarifies why he was able to just hold Thor's thing.
And he might have a book, which if he does have a book, I hope it's the Dark Holds that Wanda got her hands on.
Okay.
At least that kind of wraps everything up, maybe because I'm thinking, where is Wanda?
She got harmed, bruv.
She got what?
What up, beans? I said she got harmed. Remember,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, my G. We can see you loud and clear too. Jeez. These guys, hey, beans, talk to your boys, cause I don't know why they're moving shy like. Man, are moving shy. These men are streaming every
Wakanda
day.
forever.
Yeah, guys, we're not gonna be able to use the clips if you man are hiding, bruv. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying that,
Exactly. David said, "I'm cold." Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. So, obviously, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. You know what I'm saying? This is I don't want to. You know what? We'll take it very seriously. This is serious business. But yeah, like at the beginning, I asked everyone, what have you been working on? What are you thinking about? And yeah, man, I think for me personally, it's just seeking more and more clarity about this thing that we do, so we can do it even better than we've done it so far. Yeah. But what I wanted to do with this live real quick is literally just ask you, man, some questions, because I feel like a lot of people don't know you, you know, the way that I've come to understand you.
Way that I know.
I think it'll be good. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good that we sort of bring in some slightly interesting questions to see where you man's minds are at, and who knows, we might get some gems tonight. You feel me? Yeah. So without further delay, yeah, welcoming Beans into the equation, BTA. Yeah, no. Yeah. So do you guys want to do your introductions, or should I do mine? Because we're gonna need the proper introduction. Oh, my eyes are itching. Okay, cool. Let's try that.
Yo, my guys are ballers.
All right. So, you know, they never see this side of the stream. They just see loud and proud. Okay. 3, 2, 1. What is up, guys? What is up, guys? It is your boy King Vito Speaks, and this is the Collective Motivation. Shout out to Refrain in the building. Shout out to D3. Shout out to BTA. My name is King Vito Speaks, and yeah, I do a lot around here. But basically, I am surrounded by talent that is constantly being unleashed, and yeah, I want you guys to get to know these guys a little bit more, because they're not just up and coming. Neither are they coming up. They're already up, and they're wondering when you're coming. You feel me? So you guys are cordially invited, like orange juice, to the party. Yeah, so we can mix it up a bit. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. So big shout out to everyone who's present in the building. You already know. Let's get to it. This is not a test. This is the real thing. They said the revolution will be televised. and I'm just happy that we're televising in a revolutionary way. So big shout out to you, man. All right, big love. So we're gonna get straight into our questions, or should I let you go? Actually, wait, that's my intro done. I'm back for that. Who'd like to go next?
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Beans the artist. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, content creator. I'm trying everything, doing everything. You might have seen my face somewhere on the interwebs, talk about something, singing about something, listening to music, anything. And if you're here, welcome. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just here for whatever questions King Vito Speaks has for us today. I don't know what they are, so I'm scared.
Don't worry. Yeah, like this is the unrehearsed part. Yeah, so I'd like to invite. Thank you so much for that, Beans. Hey yo, refrain. Chat to man.
What's up? How's everyone doing? My name is Refrain. I'm a rapper, poet, workshop facilitator, youth worker. Kind of do everything around here. You might see my face again with something to do with gaming, something to do with love on the spectrum, something to do with music. We're kind of just taking over all spaces and all categories.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, man, that's me, Refrain still.
I like that. Takeover is imminent. Yeah, big shout out to you, Refrain. Thanks for that. Yeah. Mr. G3.
Yo. I'm trying to see if I'm not teleporting. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep teleporting, bro.
What's good? My name is D3. Started off as a producer, now rapper, clothing brand owner. Now I'm the founder of Otaku Nation, the biggest nerd in the UK. That's what we're trying to be in it. So new community, we're trying to take over.
So, and like everyone is cordially invited to follow everyone's account. You know what? For the sake of wisdom, if you can, it might be in your best interest to literally tag your account, so that people know where to find you personally as well. So I'm just gonna put two places where you can find what we're doing, and then people can go check that out. All right, cool. Well, without further delay, thank you for introducing yourselves. So let's get into the first question, and the first question will definitely go to Beans, the artist. This is a bit of a philosophical one. The question says, what issues should people care most about right now? Oh, you're not gonna be able to see that. Yeah.
Okay, what issues people care about most about right now?
Which social issues should people care about more right now?
Which social issues? I feel like, even though it is already a big topic, unemployment for young people, and the effects that it has, I feel like it's easy to obviously, I know with certain generations, we may talk about like the younger generation not wanting to work, but for the ones that do want to work and the ones that don't have opportunities, I feel like it'd be better than to just point fingers than to point fingers to where else, what other skills they can learn, where else they could go. And if they also are like lost and don't know what to do, who they can speak to. Because I feel like if you are of a generation that has worked and you're speaking to a generation that might not view work in a certain way, then it's your job to kind of show them that there's a different light to that side of the world. Because obviously after school's done, you got to get working. If you're able to find work, that's the issue that we're having right now. Like, it's hard to even change jobs, find jobs, keep jobs. Like, there's a lot of issues going on like that right now. I feel like like another issue as well is also maybe relationships in the home. If there's a lot happening outside of the home and then you're coming home and the environment that you're in is not, let's say, sustainable for you to just have a calm mind, if everyone's like combative, or maybe there's just not enough communication in the household, I feel like there's been more communication amongst parents, family members, friends, whoever you're living with, because I think if you're living in a place for obviously most of your life and most of the time that you're at home, you're with these people, it's important to actually be on level ground with them. And if something's obviously like making you feel away at home, then you have to talk about it. Otherwise, you're going to be in a space where you might grow resentment for people. So you just need to you just have to have communication. I feel like those issues for me anyways is very important, especially just like seeing things that people have said or other people's experiences. I just feel like that's an important thing that it may look like it's not important, but it's having an adverse effect on when people leave the house and go into where they're going. Like everything starts at home. So if they're leaving from home in a bad mood and they're going somewhere in a bad mood, then it has to start from where they're literally staying. So yeah.
So I like that because you said like youth unemployment, family communication. It's really like two spaces that are being hit really hard in terms of this current like financial crisis and stuff like that. And I think people don't talk about that enough, and then we wonder why things are so like hazy. And it's just interesting because you said that there's a video that came out that I think you guys should see. It's actually quite interesting. So check this out real quick. Tell me what you think. If Beans ain't telling the truth. This was about 11 days ago, and then check this out.
Hundreds of teenagers suddenly show up. Posts on social media had urged them to link up. But what actually happened here? This isn't just a story about those 2 days in Clapham. We'll look at what draws young people to link-ups across London and ask how can they be prevented from getting out of hand.
I'd say it should be a wake-up call because when young people don't have enough safe or sort of structured places to go to, I believe that sort of energy can and will spill out onto the streets.
Over 2 days in March 2026, police were called to reports of antisocial behaviour.
They were all in M&S and Sainsbury's, and I saw a bunch of them like shouting at people in shops. There was like a bunch of police officers everywhere as well, and it was really scary.
We locked the door, so we kind of just shut ourselves in and didn't leave.
We was throwing stuff inside, running. Like it was just quick. In 3 minutes, we closed everything.
Some of the headlines at the time called it a riot, but police said there was no widespread looting or criminal damage. However, they said 5 people, including 4 police officers, were assaulted and 6 teenage girls arrested, the youngest of them just 13.
The police have explained it was through social media posts, encouraging people to link up. It's also something we've seen increasingly over school holidays.
Yeah, so a link up is basically when like a bunch of kids basically just like come together, like play music, have fun, talk,
Teenagers Prince, Henry and Adnan are ambassadors for the Hackney social justice group Voyage. They say for most young people, there's no intention to cause trouble.
The only thing they're coming for is fun. They don't think, oh, what if this happens, what if that happens? Only thing they care about is there's going to be a link up with my age group. I want to be there so I don't miss out.
Like, it's this common misconception that young people, they always just want to be inside, like glued to their phones or whatever, but as it turns out, we actually do like that human connection.
It's not just Clapham where this has happened. This was Oxford Circus in 2023 after social media videos urged people to turn up and cause disorder. 9 arrests were made.
What I saw in Clapham, I thought it was quite chaotic. I think it was very upsetting. I believe that also is quite unacceptable.
Young people feel the need to jump onto trends. They might see that their friends are going to these mass gatherings. They might join them, and I feel like overall young people just don't feel like they belong, so they feel the need to engage in this type of behaviour.
Teenagers Tyra and Jason are part of a panel of young people who advise the Mayor's Violence Reduction Unit.
A couple of years ago, there was a mass gathering in Southend where people were meeting up, doing dangerous activities, and I feel like, especially because it will be the school holidays, children are not in school, young people will be meeting up.
It's a difficult situation to believe that you can police your way out of. We really need to look at making sure that young people don't come to these gatherings in the first place.
But do young people have alternative safe spaces to physically meet up? Just a few days after those scenes here in Clapham, London's mayor announced that he'll fund at least one late-night youth club for every borough. But it comes after years of cuts to youth services.
We used to have a youth club right next to our school. So as soon as we finished school, all the kids anywhere to go to. We had youth workers. Even the police would sometimes come by, have fun, you know what I mean? But right now, that place got closed. A lot of youth places are getting closed right now.
In London, it's really interesting that there's quite a disparity between different boroughs. So some boroughs really are trying to reinvest in youth work, but that's difficult because some of the youth clubs have been sold off, and also the youth workers have been made redundant, lost their jobs. Many of them have moved on to other things.
Dr. Tanya de Saint Croix says there are other issues too that have disrupted the way young people experience social interactions, including the cost of living crisis and the COVID pandemic.
A 16-year-old now was 10 when the lockdowns were happening, so they weren't able to go to school, most of them. Their playgrounds were locked up. Do you remember the playgrounds were literally padlocked? So they really didn't have that kind of positive experience, or it was interrupted, of being out in their community.
Or even just the small things of going to your friend's house, you couldn't do that. So I've seen where the social interaction was almost craved for by young people. So then you could come out with outbursts of everyone meeting or huddling up or having these type of link-ups.
The Met Police said that it would take a zero-tolerance approach to what happens here in Clapham, sending in extra officers, but also telling parents to take more responsibility, and also social media platforms for any content that's shared that promotes or incites disorder.
The question that I have is for the larger sort of social media platforms and companies, and my question is how can they allow such content to be spread so quickly, and why wasn't there any safeguarding or any sort of implementations in place that could sort of be used as a safety net?
In June, the government announced it will ban under 16s from some social media platforms after campaigners call for improvements to online safety.
If you're on like the ages of year 7 to year 8, year 9, I don't think you should really be on social media too much, because like it can kind of like loosen up your mind and like obviously show you like the wrong things.
I feel like the approach to it should be more so, how can we teach young people to use social media the right way, rather than just axe it and say it's a bad thing.
There have been calls from some for more police on patrol, but officers also face another challenge in predicting which online trends will turn to disorder. You might have seen posts like this in February for red versus blue school wars, for pupils to attack each other. Only the Met says no violence was actually reported.
And my mum's obviously called me and told me, oh, if you can pick up your brother from school, that there's a red and blue wars thing happening. Obviously, I'm thinking it's not that serious. It's probably something on TikTok, because, you know, everything starts from social media. Someone says one thing and then it starts to spread.
I was surprised that my mum showed me this type of thing. Like, I almost laughed it off, and I told her that, don't worry, like, out of 10 times, nothing's really going to happen here. Like,
it seems in the end, those posts had more adults worried than young people. But police said they'd monitor online spaces and patrol outside schools.
That social media has completely changed things. If we compare it to 15 years ago in 2011, it's a vastly different picture for the police.
Former Met officer David Spencer says it shows the challenges for modern policing.
The really key thing here is for the police to have local officers on the ground, understanding what's going on, gathering intelligence, and so combining all of that intelligence with what's going on social media so that the police can have a rounded picture.
Back in Clapham, I catch up with Carol Powell, who represents local businesses.
We're all a little bit worried, because you would be.
She agrees good neighbourhood policing can help, but says that's only part of the answer.
If there's one section of society that doesn't feel welcome, you're never going to have a safe, open, welcoming space. And these kids will be the adults of the future. We want them to feel like Clapham is theirs as well. But there needs to be those spaces that are free. We'd love there to be more of that, and join up that neighbourhood policing and the community engagement.
To avoid more scenes in London like this then, there are calls to find and fund more safe spaces for young people, and questions over what part police and social media should play.
Okay, so, thoughts?
Do you know what it is, yeah? I look at that and I see how even in the household where there can be a disconnect between the adults and the youth. I feel like that's in society. There's just a disconnect between the adults and the youth. But these man they're talking about, we're struggling to find the trend. We need to gather the intelligence, and 99% of the time, nothing even happens.
It's true.
But it's like if you're in the loop with how these youth think, it'll be a lot more predictable in a sense.
True. Yeah, and I think what's interesting, it's good you actually mentioned that, because I think a lot of the times we don't. This is why it's been so important to have these intergenerational conversations. I often feel like even watching how the young people, the three guys were talking, I was like, I felt like their conversation, in quotes, is inconsequential. It doesn't make a difference, because although they're saying, oh, it would be nice to, oh, I just told my mom not to worry about it. He's supposed to have a full conversation with your mom.
Yeah, but literally,
to explain to, you know what I'm saying? To explain to her, okay, mom, you know these posters, they're made by AI. And then a bigger discussion is created. But that's what Beans was pointing out as well, that because there is no discussion, my mom is wise. I am streetwise. We should be exchanging that information so that I'm wiser, my mom's wiser, everybody's wiser. Now, some parents don't listen. They're not thinking about that way. And then some kids don't listen.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you, the vast majority of those young people that you saw, if we're going on percentages, 73% of those homes don't have fathers in them anyway. So you're not going to have a don't. You're going to have argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's and because most people feel like they can argue with their mums. But like when you're talking to your dad and your dad is giving you wisdom and you're giving wisdom, it's an exchange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, fathers will go, no, this is not acceptable. You can't go there, right? But it doesn't stop there. If there's ongoing communication that Beans rightly highlighted, then you tend to have young people growing up with a lot more certainty. You feel me? And that certainty is what's missing. That's why young people look for certainty in other young people.
The woman.
Yeah.
Sorry. The woman
it.
who was speaking, she mentioned how we want Clapham to be the place for them, essentially, because they're gonna grow up and so on. So, but I'm like, where is the space for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, what am I doing? What is a kid thinking about? What can I do for Clapham, quote unquote? Like,
right.
In what where at what point do we have a conversation about does their purpose link to where they live?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they don't have no idea of their purpose, just running around, just trying to find it.
Literally, people stealing, and this is the thing. In the absence of purpose, abuse is inevitable. That's what Miles Monroe once said. The absence of purpose, abuse is inevitable. So when young people aren't talked to about purpose, aren't talked to about the deeper reasons for what to do next and why to do it, it's like education becomes boring, activities become boring, youth clubs become boring. So many different aspects of that experience become pointless. Right? Because I'm not going to say young people don't attend youth clubs. I don't attend youth clubs, so I wouldn't really be well versed to know. But because I work in the area of youth, I can safely point out that I feel like there's something missing from those experiences as well. Right? Like the other guy said, I used to leave school and go to the youth club. Well, now people aren't actually going to the youth club. Good.
I think youth clubs, I never went to youth clubs growing up. So actually I don't have that experience. There was a youth club that was near me, but I didn't go to that youth club. I mean, I tried to go, but I wasn't able to go. Anyway, I think my sister went to one and my brothers did growing up. But I think youth clubs are important because of COVID, a lot of kids don't know how to socialize. So if there was a big social gathering like that link up, they weren't talking, they probably were on their phones. And if the police are seeing that as antisocial, then that's it. They're gonna come over and then they're gonna be like, why are you guys not interacting? So it looks a bit odd. And they might be thinking we want to start interacting, but they don't know how. But youth clubs forces you to do that because you're not gonna be on your phone at a youth club, you're gonna be a lot of the youth clubs have like the things that you like, the activities and the rope swings and all that stuff. Like there's stuff to do. There's the ping pong tables, there's all that stuff. When you're going, there's nothing like that now. Even when I think now, like I don't really know anywhere that everything costs money, mind you. Like I was looking to take my sisters to go trampolining, yeah. I'm like, okay, it's affordable right now, but even like simple thing like an hour activities in the O2 is £29 during the half terms. It goes up because kids are off. Is it their fault that they have half time? No. So why is it more expensive? Why is there no deals? Why is there no parent kid deals? Why is there no deals for anything? No family deals, no first time deals. There's no deals. Just spend money, come for an hour, and that's it. Mind you, that's the hour's not for food and drink. It's just the pure activity. Doesn't come with anything no refreshments. So there's just loads of things that cost money now, and I understand parents don't want to put their kids in things because it's not affordable. It's either you pick that or you pick tutoring because it could cost the same thing, £29 an hour.
Even
to be
tutoring
tutoring.
is
It's just ridiculous.
nuts.
Like, why am I deciding what my kids should do when it should be a part of their lives to enjoy and have a community? Like that's supposed to be something.
Do you know
that's
what's
supposed to grow
mad?
up with.
I feel like with you, because I've been to like 3, I think, youth clubs, and it's like one thing I remember is the whole thing. Like, it's almost if phones didn't exist. Like everyone was doing
even
something.
when you were there, you didn't want to go on your phone because I don't remember being on my phone. Even like even something simple like this, when kids get selected to go on trips that actually have community trips where it's like there was a trip that I went to, I can't remember what it was, but we was in like the forest, or it was called like Macaroni Woods or something like that, right? And we were staying there for a couple of days. We did quad biking and stuff like that. And I'm like, I understand that you can't do this every single day. However, it shouldn't be a selective thing for kids that behave well, or it shouldn't be like that. It should just be like, if you want to do it, then you can do it. And obviously, nothing's going to be free. Not everything's going to be free. That's fine. But you should have incentives to be like, you know what? How about we do a fundraiser in school? We can take off the cost of the tickets. And there's nothing like that. Everything is the parents. This is coming up. What they do is they tell the kids first so the kids can tell the parents. That's not, you shouldn't do that, because and now I'm deep in that. When I'm coming home, to imagine you're coming home to your parent that's just come home from work to pick you up. And you're saying, oh, there's this thing, can I go? Obviously, you're not going to want to say, you don't want to say no, but if you can't afford it, then what can you do? Mind you, they tell the kids first, but it should be a collective thing. All the parents should know and the kids know at the same time, or tell the parents. And then I just feel like there's this different things that like certain like schools and stuff should do, or like communities. And I know there's funding. I know there's a lot of things that go into this stuff that I'm aware with funding and stuff, but I just feel like there's just the funding's not been put in the right place. Like, okay, for example, Oxford Street is now going to be a walking zone only. Why are you not putting some of that money to put into youth clubs? If you want people to walk places, why is there not a youth club in Oxford Street? If you want, kids are gonna be in Oxford Street and it's gonna be a walking zone, green zone. Okay, how about instead of putting that IKEA showroom that no one asked for, you put the youth club, because no one asked for that, really and truly. You put an IKEA showroom in the busiest place in London. No one can even bring stuff home. It's not even a proper IKEA. So you just put stuff there for no reason. You could have put a youth club in the heart of Oxford Street. Okay, maybe in the beginning it might be like kind of crazy. That's fine. But you can also like put things in place. And if you're going to make it a walking zone, then you can put the security there to literally accompany that. But you're just putting random things in places, not asking anyone anything. And I just feel like they know that as well, that there's a lot more younger people going to these areas because there's nothing to do. And I think that's why, like, even when I'm thinking about it, like, if my sister's saying she's going somewhere, like, okay, let me not even use her as an example. I don't want to put a business out there, but let's just say, for example, someone's going Battersea Power Station. You're what, 14, you got no money. Why are you going to Battersea Power Station with no money? But where can they go? There's nowhere to go. It's not like schools are like, oh, by the way, we're partnered with this youth club, so you get money off, or you can go for free after school for the. There's no partnerships with schools that they're not actually thinking like, if you want to take down the youth clubs, then maybe you should start making separate buildings for these schools so that school kids can go afterwards and still spend time. Because when school's done, that's it. Some people still want to actually hang out with their friends because friends live. Imagine if your best friend lives an hour away from you. you're not going to make time to see each other.
Yeah.
And if you're younger and parents have different schedules, it's going to be harder. Whereas if there's something at school, the parents know where their kids are and they can still spend time with their friends in a safe environment, then there's no issue. I just feel like there's no like things are being done, but who are they asking? Because I don't know obviously like they're trying to make like more green space for like the environment and stuff like that, but if you've got these things, then what else is in place to accompany what you're putting down? Because you're putting our money towards these things without actually listening to our concerns, and you're not even asking, okay, if we put this here, what else can we put here? There's no like asking the community what they want, and I think that's where they're going wrong. So taking away youth clubs has only done damage, as far as I'm aware. Like, especially kids that are, you can tell when a child actually needs community. Like when they're just like, imagine if you got exam season, or if just school's just hard or anything, you have nowhere else to let out steam. Kids need to let up steam. Like they need to do that. So they might not want to be like, oh, they might not even want to ask their parents, can they go somewhere? Because they know it's going to be no. Like imagine you're trying to ask your parents to go somewhere and they're saying no all the time. So if it's if it's like something they can do after school and it's free, I mean, they can go there and the parents know where they are. I think it's just a lot of things happening right now. There's just too much things going on. And like with the way that things are going on right now, it doesn't mean that you should be fearful and stuff like that. But it's just that you're taking so much precautions on your kids that you're not really sure what the next step is and where to put them, because there isn't really anywhere for them to go. So it's just a lot. It is actually a lot.
I mean, even thank you. Really deep points there in terms of like we talked about youth clubs, but even the agreement with youth clubs gaining funding and subsidizing, like, do you know what I'm saying, tickets and so forth, because when people are experiencing poverty at its very depth, right, you start to look at what, in quotes, wealthy people are doing, and you go, I want to do that. But the gap between how much money you have and what's required to actually get to that level of wealth, there's no explanation in between. So something that young people are supposed to wait for, things that they're supposed to take their time for, they're now like, well, I don't even have, but I want that now. Does that kind of make sense? So yeah, young people will go to Oxford Circus. They're looking at all this expensive clothing. They want to be shoppers. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to have rich people problems. But how are you going to have rich people problems when you can't even work? Which ties back to the youth unemployment aspect of it. You want stuff, but there's no employment. So how are you making money? This is why a lot of young people are turning to like Forex, trading, and all this other type of like, how do I get money now? And where the temptation is high, fraud is never far away.
Do you know what I find so interesting about those aspects of making money is this whole thing of like, I don't think being a trader is the same as being an entrepreneur. And I think there's this there's this false image around that. Well, at least I'm starting something for myself. I think there's an element of the element of being an entrepreneur is that you're solving a problem, creating a solution. And I think that side of things even ties into who you are as a person. You just basically following the charts, doing Forex and trading. You're not there's no actual development about you when it comes to doing that.
That's interesting. It's very good actually, because that is true. There is no development plan. So everyone's freestyling.
Literally.
You got what I'm saying? And then you have, you know, you can't even address greed in your heart.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even address some of the more extreme elements of your character because there is no actual character development arc.
I think that's why I pick what we do over me trying to learn Forex again or trading, because it's like, I didn't see myself actually leveling up.
Yeah. You just saw, bruh, it's a lot.
I'm not saying it's a skill to have. It's a cool skill to have, but I think when it comes to the main mission at hand, what we're actually trying to look for, we're not just trying to make money in a sense.
Yeah, but I feel like even with me, when I wanted to start trading, I was like, the first thing I thought was if it actually goes off, like I need to help my parents. That's what most of these kids, when they're going into it, it's like, I need to help. You don't even have the brain capacity to even learn what you're trying to do. You're taking all this information in. Mind you, you're still doing school. So when you're doing this, like, people are doing the trading with real money. Let's just do the demo accounts because you need to actually learn how to do. If you want to learn and really take your time, demo accounts until you are earning a stable income and you trying a small amount doesn't affect you. Don't just put all the money in it because you're not going to get it back. If you're not going to get it back. But even when I wanted to learn how to do it, I was like, oh, I need a steady income. And I was just like, then I got to a point where I was like, but do I actually want to do it? Like, I did want to do it, but I was looking at day in the life as a Forex trader. Yeah.
Bro,
and I was like, these lot are literally, the guy literally, so this is what the video was. It was day in the life as an experienced Forex trader. If I could find a video, that was like, I was like, wow, people are working 9 to 5.
Bro.
He made what? I think it was $100 that day. The other guy was making what?
And the thing is, it can be longer than that because the market actually closed at 8.
So like, they were literally, I think it was day trading actually. So there was it was the day trading. So it was literally showing 24 hours between both of them. And the guy that was doing the $100 one, or that's what he would make in a day, he was doing 9 to 5, delivering stuff, and his house nut was a lot smaller. And then you see the other guy, and it was like, other guy was like, oh, now we just wait. Like, basically, he was living his life, not doing anything. Essentially, like, he was like filming videos about it, and I think he like, basically, it was just like, he was just having like, it was basically his rest day. He said that's a rest day, so he wasn't even putting in the work for it, and the money's still flowing in. But if you have more money you're putting in, it's obviously going to get more back. So it's different when you're doing it and you don't have a lot of money, but you're also like, it's just a lot. So I was just like, wow, this is very interesting. Like, you're seeing two different sides of the same coin. You're both doing the same thing, but one's obviously working better because you have more resources to do it, more time to do it. Because if you're doing a 9 to 5, you can't look at when you need to buy, when it's the time to buy, when it's time to sell. Like, you're not gonna, you can't watch that stuff like that because you're actually doing something else, right?
And I think it's really important to recognize that things can go left overnight.
Like, if you lose now, if you lost 10k, you're down 10k. But if someone else has got more money than you and they're down 10k, it's not gonna feel the same because they're like, well, I just learned for next time. But if you put all this money into it and you lost basically all of it and then some, you're gonna struggle.
You know what's so funny is that
from that.
a lot of like, I guess, brokers, there's a level of that. A lot of brokers, when they, I could quote unquote give you information or advice, they'll always remind you it's still at your own risk. When you do it, that's you, innit?
They always say that.
Man. That's a big man. Whatever happens, it's on you, bruv.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you sharing that because I think the insight that you have there is spot on. Refrain, what were you gonna say about that?
Literally, it's I think it's trading is a level of gambling, bro. Like, because it's like you're kind of weighing up the risk to reward, but there's not, like, the risk is the risk of you going bankrupt, bro, because it's not, there isn't a level of, like, there's strategy to it, like there is in all things, but it still is like, bro, if the market crashes, you're done for. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, there's certain things like gold you can invest in, all these things, but it requires you to have money in the first place, and that's why it's just like, it's fun to do your trial version, but at the end of the day, it's almost like a level of gambling anyways, because even when you learn it, bro, if that whole system crashes, like, nobody's making any money. Then it comes back to needing people just need to have core skills. Like, so for example, if you spend your whole life learning trading, brother, you have no skills other than that. Like, it's not necessarily a transferable skill. It's not as much as it is, say, if you learn to do plumbing or to be a doctor, or to, again, we need all of those things. Not everyone can be a content creator, not everyone can be a musician, all of this.
Can we talk about that?
This
actually?
Media,
the transferable
like,
skill. That I think that's what makes trading different to other things. Because like, trading for yourself, you're earning money for yourself. Transferable skill, it's in service of somebody else. Quote unquote.
You say join my thingy, and then I can teach you what I learn, and it's just like,
join my course.
But I have
and that's the only
charge.
way they can even make money off that.
Yeah, it's the
Outside
courses.
the courses, fam.
Because even if they're not, if they have a low month, they're not making. It's not a low month because it's a low month in trading, but the courses is bringing that money in.
Because it's all that idea of quick money, and that's what the fact that that's their selling point tells you the kind of industry it is, anyways.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, if the first thing I'm saying is like, oh yeah, like it's guaranteed, quick, like you're gonna like in a month you could make 50K. It's like, how unrealistic is that? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's probably the better guys who are investing 1 million or 100K that are getting 50K
Honestly,
back
yeah.
because they lost 30K the last month, but they're not going to tell you they lost 30K. They're just going to tell you they made 50. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's those little holes. And again, they're dealing with big boy money. You want big boy returns, you're gonna have to put in big boy money. And some people might put in their mortgage and then it's gone now. Because you invested it into the wrong stock that had the same name, but the last letter was different. And it's just like, that's how easy it is to kind of get caught up in that industry. You know, you wake up too late, you missed the trade, now you're cooked. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
panicking.
Yeah, it's you're still kind of under a level of like system that you would be in a 9 to 5, because you actually have to make sure you're up, looking at all orders that, like, bro, that it's a lot. It's a lot still.
Yeah.
And it doesn't push one to grow. That's why you see a lot of them in their past, they'll be doing all these extra activities because they have so much time in their hands. But the reality is it's not really a transferable skill you're learning, or a skill that's really like, you know, it's cool. Like, obviously if you can do it passively, then sure. But I think at this point, like, you might as well
It's got to be spare money. There's got to be spare money to just put it. You can't be trying to grow money through it, in a sense.
And here's what's interesting is this whole idea of
grow wealth,
never being taught about money, but then seeing people flaunt money. So you have no process. You have no process. All you're just here is bam, Lamborghini. You ain't got a choice but to crave the Lamborghini. But actually,
if you're 16 and you're not making 6 figures, then what are you doing with your life?
Are you really 16ing? You know, and it's like, you know, and it's all provocation type media to make you dissatisfied. But instead of it actually raising your ambition, what it does is it raises envy in you. It raises dissatisfaction with your process. It makes you eradicate divine timing, because now you think, nah, I'm not waiting for all of that. And then you get to school, you become impatient with your learning process because you're thinking, oh, they're not teaching me this. Now, although the education system has its own setbacks, one thing I can tell you is that math and English, you just have to ace it, because that's what you're going to need to read these contracts. It's what you're going to need to read these Forex graphs. It's what you're going to need to be able to understand what council tax is and isn't. What about your income? Being able to understand what happens to your paycheck after you got what I'm saying? But if you don't know how to, the other day I was in somebody was doing a maths test, and they were looking at me like, I don't know how to do this calculation. And I said, use your fingers. I said, use your fingers, do the 1, 2, 3. But if you're wise, you would do it. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're wise, you just go, oh, yeah, no, I learned how to do that. I'm not shy to do that. But like, we're living in this generation that is almost like, oh, doing them kind of things is below me. So I'd rather not know. I'd rather not learn it. Like, miss, why do we have to do this? This is long, man. You get what I'm saying? And there is an attitude like that. And then the teachers also grow an attitude, and they start telling you, you ain't gonna make it. You're never gonna make it. You're gonna be stuck. And my thing is, I think we're looking at a generation that needs answers. We need answers. So, and I think that's one thing I can say about the way that all 3 of you approach your media. There's always like I would call it a learning point in your media expression. If somebody's paying attention to Beans when he's talking about analysis of his favorite girl group, in the whole wide world. No, play. Whenever he's talking about flow, I don't know if you pay attention to the way he approaches it is like, you may not know about music, but you're gonna want to know about music afterwards.
Yeah.
You feel me? And if you're already a learned musician, you kind of respect what he's saying because he's talking about it from a perspective of an artist, of a talent that's been developed. Same way, D3, when you talk about anime, you make anime seem like everybody should be watching it. But that's because over time you've learned to communicate messages and get your points across. Do you got what I'm saying? And that's also kind of sign of actual development. You're not just talking about it, you're actually you can see the engagement, the enthusiasm. I'm like, I don't even like anime that much, but maybe I should pay attention to the one he just mentioned. So do you know what I'm saying? You know, and then Refrain does the same thing. Refrain, like, what's quite interesting is, you know, just watching how he does media. He's able to, what I would term as sitting back and observing. And then he's always looking for the nuance. So even if you actually go and watch his Love on the Spectrum reactions, actually pay attention to him when he's watching. It doesn't come across like he's just watching it because you know, like when people watch stuff and then they go, I'm watching it to laugh at something. Like, I actually feel like he's invested in that, and you can see that in some of the comments. But to get to that point where you can master a reaction to make people appreciate you reacting, that takes skill. It's not just, oh, he's just sitting there watching. There's loads of other people who are trying to react to stuff and they're not getting that type of traction. But you only get that type of traction when what you're doing, you do well. And that's part of what education is really supposed to be doing. Extracting, bringing out the things that we do well and doubling down on it. But all the young people that we saw in those videos, who's tending to them?
Yeah.
Who's tending to them? You know, who's tending? Nobody's tending. So it's a deep one, which we'll have to leave for another day. Okay, so ironically, this next question is quite.
Was that one question that we just done?
That was one question, bro.
Oh.
These are can opener, bros. You open the can, you start going fishing, bro. You're picking one worm at a time, and they're just doing the fishing. All right, so this one I'm gonna ask D3. Yeah, this one says, what's one of your favorite memories from childhood?
One of my favorite memories
from childhood.
I'm so picky
that's
as
a
well.
bit of a sticky one as well.
I mean, I guess when I think of it, there's two that comes to mind. There's one where, like, I'm playing when the PS4 came out. I was playing Star Wars Battlefront with my cousin.
Okay.
And then there's
why
another.
Is that special?
I think that was the one time where it was like, how would I word it? I was gonna say if I found my equal,
okay.
But I found someone like there was someone who had a lot in common with, and like, and this that my other memory was going to be basically similar with that, in the sense where playing around with friends in primary school. There's the sense of like growing up. Anyways, when I was younger, I would love to be around, like hang around with my friends, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I was gonna ask Refrain, what's your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory, I'd say, good question.
Favorite childhood memory, something that you remember.
Probably When I don't know, I think I went like Disneyland or something like that when I was like a kid or something, like a baby, and it was like a water park, and that was pretty cool. I feel like that. That's a I don't, bro. All my best memories are ahead of me, bro. Then there's not much behind me. I'll be real.
No, but Disneyland ain't too shabby. Still, that's I've never been to Disneyland. I want to go.
I don't even know if it was Disneyland, bro. It was a theme park, so that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. It's like might have been a water park or something like that. I think that was because I was always kind of into swimming and stuff, so that was really cool to go to a water park.
That reminds me, I could have mentioned camping, but I was with one of the youth clubs and scouts, kind of scouts as well.
Okay. Well, this makes some sense. I didn't know that man did the scouts and that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because this is look, you know, as sort of a mentor in any space, there's some hallmarks that you can see about people, and you think, man, in quotes, this isn't just what I would term as a natural turnout. Something happened. And like, for example, whilst you're doing scouts, you haven't got time to be running on road.
Yeah,
being a road
literally.
man.
So literally, it's
you're,
like
you're applying some discipline. Yeah.
when my friends are out, like in primary, it's like I'll be going to scouts in the evening, and that's where we do activities like dodgeball. And so we always had to wear our uniform as well. So that was like I'll say that I call that like my other youth club as well.
Right.
In a sense.
And so did that kind of make you more accommodating as a person, do you think?
Yeah, like I think I learned how to
activities.
Yeah, I learned how to socialize. Like I think really and truly it was through those yeah. And I think I grew like when it came to scouts, there was an element of like at times, for example, I may not know what I'm doing here, but at least I'm just like I'm trying something new. Whatever that we're doing every day, every week, they will make us do something new in it. Whether it's chopping down trees or we actually did that as a thing.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah,
that's really good.
I think they have this leadership thing where it's like you have the scout leader, then you have this cubs. Now I aim to like want to be a scout leader in a sense, but I was never vocal about that. I think not only was I was worried about like what that would entail, but more so like was it what I really wanted to do? I think I could do all these different activities, but then when I came back to it, I just liked what I wanted to do was make videos for my Minecraft channel when I was 10. So
yeah. See, and then your YouTube dream was born. Okay,
literally.
Beans, what's your thank you for that. Your Beans, what's your favorite childhood memory, or one of your favorite?
Childhood memory. I think I don't really have any. I feel like my memories are not even outside of my family that are good. Not that I haven't had good ones, but I'm just like, I think my favorite ones are. I feel like it was all of them actually.
Right.
With my nephew, I used to go over and stay over when I was younger, in like primary school mainly, and stay over like on a Saturday. Friday into was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Sometimes it was Friday into Saturday, and I'd stay again Friday, Saturday, yeah. So I'd stay Friday night over, and then he had everything. He was literally like, you know, when you'd see the kids on TV that had the toys, like the advert will come on and the toy was on. Like he had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle life-size weapons, like the nunchucks. He had like all of that. Then he had like basically just had everything, like all of the stuff from all the shows. Power Rangers had the Morphers, had Ben 10, basically everything, right? So every time we went there, it was always every week I went there was always something new. And I also like just having memories of like playing like FIFA with him and just all the memories I've had with him growing up. Because obviously I'm only 1 year older than my nephew, so we had a really close relationship growing up. So really and truly, I feel like I'm playing more of the uncle role now than I did growing up. But I feel like it makes sense now because obviously like before he was in like college and stuff like that and secondary school. So I just finished all like the pivotal years where it's like the most important ones at year 11 and that, and he was literally going through that. So I felt like I had to play more of that role then. or like from then till now.
Oh,
Whereas me
I had
growing
my
up,
cousin when we grew up.
whereas me
Literally,
growing up, it was like, well, I don't really know how I'm supposed to apply the uncle role because I'm not that far off in age with him.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like when I told people that, they was like, you're not really that old. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'd say that's one of my favorite memories. Like, every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I always, that's like where my nostalgia goes. So when I hear certain songs, especially 2014, 2013,
17,
2012, I'm
38.
like literally Fetty Rap, Janae Aiko, like old Chris Brown, Tiger, who else? Basically just all of those like artists in that time period. I'm like, yeah, that's very nostalgic for me. And that's probably my favorite memories, childhood memories. I feel like afterwards it was like, I don't know, I just feel like all the ones after that just felt tainted. Like they were good and then they just something else overrode that.
Damn.
So it was like I couldn't really have it. I couldn't bask in it the way that I want to. So
Right.
that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, interesting. Very in-depth stories. Nowadays, you guys are gonna have a field day at your interviews, bruv. You know the ones where it's like guys just know how to start sharing stories.
Yeah.
Because this is part of the media training. Do you feel me? Like
I was deep in that
have
today
to
when I
just-
was watching Tyler's interview. It was like, you got to go break down into these things.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to learn how to put people in that space. So, my favorite, coming on to me, some of my favorite childhood memories are centered around riding bikes a lot, and also kind of taking part in like dance activities in secondary school. That's kind of how I got a taste of life on the stage. You know, I always tell people that I was minding my business, walking past a group of people who were dancing to a song by Kirk Franklin called Revolution. Amazing record. And then they were like, they got to the part where someone was rapping. And I was like, well, I didn't rap at that time. So, and I didn't even want to rap the bars. I just knew the bars, but I didn't want to rap the bars.
So do you want a revolution?
They were like, yeah, because it was a dance. I was like, well, I'll dance. And I just started doing the sidewalk, you know, ushering and that. You know what I'm saying? So before I became an usher in church, I was ushering on the stage. So I did the whole sidewalk, did all of that. And they were like, oh my days, yeah, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. And that's how I got committed to it. I just remember the day of that performance, coming onto the stage. I think I moonwalked onto the stage or something. And yeah, that set the place on fire. You know what I'm saying? Gal that weren't even trying to check for man just said, hey, you. And I was like, whoa. Like stratosphere, it was the difference was day and night. And that was one of my favorite memories because that's one of the days I proved to myself that yeah, I can do something on a stage. And then yeah, man, other favorite memories is sitting down with my dad whilst he was making the traditional meal and that on the fire. So that was good. So that's favorite childhood memory that I can actually say that helped to shape me and help me to see like the value of, I guess, maybe being a present dad. You feel me? So that's one thing I can always credit my dad for, being present when I was with him. Present. You feel me? And we created a lot of things. And I actually wrote, well, yeah, man, I think I wrote to him still. And I was recently, not too long ago, I was telling him, like, I appreciate the fact that we did those things. You feel me? Because I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's not like he sat there going, my son, when the sun comes up, make sure that you raise the staff so that you can win the war. That is not what was happening. It was me watching him cook the meal and then eating it and appreciate, you know, like sitting, I don't know if you've ever done it, but you need to do it at some point. Sit by a fire, a burning fire, just sit by it and let the heat be hitting your skin. And we were doing this like, Yeah. Oh my God. And we're doing this quite regularly. That imprinted on my mind. You feel me? And so I think not too long ago I got a chance to go on a retreat. And we went to the retreat. It was like there was a camp space where they had fire. And so whilst everyone else was sitting back, I was going towards the fire, picking up wood, turning and trying to make sure that the fire keeps burning. You feel me? People were going, oh my God, I can't stand the smoke. I'm like, at home, I'm at peace there. Even though I have the air fever and that, I was cool with the fire because it's always been like that. So that's a favorite childhood memory. Okay, so this one is gonna shift you, man. Some people are gonna. I hope your blood pressure doesn't rise. Okay. This question, I'll start with refrain. What are 3 things that really stress you out?
3 things that stress me out. Unplanned change that stressed me out because it just is like it kind of throws off how like I organize things in my mind. A lack of structure that also stresses me out. Just feels like nothing's happening. Yeah, it's just lack of organization, lack of structure. It's not a fun thing because of how my mind is wired. Like it just needs that kind of organized chaos to an extent, and it just needs that. And then third would probably be third thing. I'd say stresses me out. To be fair, there's a lot of things that stress me out in it, but I'm just trying to put the things at the top. I think I guess I feel like that's kind of the main 2 I'd say is just like unplanned changes, lack of structure. Those are the 2 main things that can really stress me. I'd say I wouldn't really say there's anything else that's other than that. Like people can stress me in it, but like that how they stress me is just in just the different characteristics that individuals have in it. Like it can just stress me in it. Like if I don't know somebody's unorganized or somebody's like just you know what I mean, like that can frustrate me. Like I'm like, what are we doing here, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, that's it. That's me.
Okay, well, I have a question then to be part to that question. So how do you overcome those things?
I'd add structure and add organization. If the situation doesn't let me, I leave the situation.
Yeah.
That's like so cutthroat with it now. I don't play around because serious mind of mine is prone to overheating them. And if I don't know how to adjust and acclimatize to that, then I become ineffective as an individual, and then you know what I'm saying, and systems start get me exploding, bro. So that's for me, like that's why I'm like that's why I like things a certain way in it, because it's just how my mind's wired. Like I can deal with change, I can handle change, like I'm not against it. I understand how to work in a team, I can compromise and all those things there, but I think like again, all teams and systems need that structure. So if there isn't that, then clearly it's a faulty. The whole idea is faulty to begin with. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that means there ain't something I need to be a part of. Like just for my own reputation's sake. It's just like I ain't trying to be a part of a sinking ship. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you get me? Unless I'm the captain.
Yeah.
If I'm the captain, then I'll sink with the ship in it. But if I ain't the captain, bro, sorry.
All right, so thank you for that. That's amazing answer. Yo, Beans, what are 3 things that really stress you out?
I say it's all for me change, definitely. Especially when it's like I think it's the structure and change. I put that into 1 because it's like I think that goes hand in hand. But I feel like with this change thing, it's like if it's unplanned, yes, but when it's like it doesn't need to be changed, but you want to change it just because. Like, I think that irritates me, and it irritates me as well as stresses me, because it's like, now you've added a spanner in the works that didn't need to be there, and now it's my problem. Because if we're both doing this thing, or if we're whoever it is and how many people it is, if we're all doing this thing, we don't need to put this into the works. Because I feel like a lot of people, or a lot of the times, people put stuff into the works and they're not even tending to that. It's just left in the air. So the people who are most likely going to do something to change that or to help with that change will do something. So I don't like that. Another thing, I think when I give people advice and they don't take it, because it's like, you wasted my time, and it stresses me out because they always come back. So you come back to waste my time again about something that you're not going to take. So I feel like it's a waste of time on both our ends. Don't ask me for advice. It stresses me out. Like, I don't like that. What's another thing? I feel like there's a lot of things. Let me think of something that really just
grinds your gears.
I think as well, I don't like when people, like, I don't know. I feel like I have to think about the last one, but I'm just gonna say, like, time management. I think it stresses me. Like, yeah, I will say time management. I think that has actually always been a thing that stresses me, because it's like, I don't want it to be a thing where it's like, okay, let's do it. There's no movement. Now, when there's less time to do it, you want to move. Mind you, I've already started doing it. So if I started doing it and you've not done it yet, now I'm stressed because you've not done it, and I know you can't complete in that time frame. So why have you waited for the last minute to do it when we had ample amount of time? Because especially if it's a group thing, now it's based on all of us, because I'm also going to be at fault for you not doing it at the time you're supposed to do it. Even when it's like time management for coming to places, arriving at places, showing up for people. And I think time management also, I'm going to add this into that. When you invite people somewhere and they don't message you, don't say nothing on the day, oh, I can't make it, but you wasted my time, because I could have been doing what I need to do if you didn't wait on the day. I think that's very, like, I think that's a bad trait to have. And I feel like, actually, I'm gonna change it. Communication. Bad communication stresses me out. That's the actual top. That's the top of the iceberg. Bad communication. I don't like when, especially if it's like a thing where we can talk about it. If you act like it doesn't bother you, and then now it's coming to a point where it's like you want to say something when we could have spoken about it. I just feel like there's a lot of wasted time that has been there that we could have resolved it. Or it's just like just certain things. That could be anything. It doesn't even have to be like an issue with someone, but it could just be minor things that maybe you don't like something being done this way, or a certain system that you might think we could do better. It might just be something that we can improve on together, but you're not going to say nothing until it's like, then you might add a comment here and it's like, well, you didn't say that. So now it feels like you're coming at me, or it might feel like you're just trying to find something that doesn't need to be found. So so I can't remember what I said. I know it's time management. One of the things that Omar said, I can't remember what it was, and I can't remember what the other thing is, but whatever those three is, it was, what was the first thing you said, Omar? Time was that.
Yeah, lack of structure.
Okay.
Lack of structure, and what was the other one? Lack of structure, and things changing.
Yes, it was the unplanned changes. I feel like all of them are at the top. I don't layer it. Like, obviously you just said three things, but I think they're all at the top. I feel like the changes thing really irritates me too. Especially, I just don't like change. And you know what? It's not even I don't like change. I think I can handle change, but it has to make sense for me to accept the change. I don't like random changes. Like, when the changes happen, like, I think I have PTSD from certain places that involve me to do things for them. And it's like, now it's a thing where the change is affecting everyone, and everyone's seeing me now. I don't like that. The change is like, it's affecting everyone. And I know that the change affects there's actually a lot. Such a lot. Do you actually know? I'm gonna add a fourth one. Yeah, this is the last one, I promise. Fourth one is when something affects someone and they want me to say it. When it's affecting somebody else, they say, "Can you know? I won't say it. You say it because you want to say it." It's different if you're like, I tried to say it, they're not getting through. Don't ask me to do it for you.
Don't make
You
me the
say it.
spokesman of your
Because
suffering.
if you can't say it, they're not gonna. You have to be the one to say it. Like it could be like not even just the issue, but just anything. If you want to communicate something to someone, you do it because it's you that need to hear it from. It's not me. I don't want you to be like, unless I've asked you to do it. I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm never gonna ask you to say something for me if I don't want you to, because you're not gonna say it in the way that I think it has to come across. And also, it's not gonna hit the same coming from somebody else. It has to hit from the person that it's coming from. So if it's something that it might be an issue or something that, even if you want to say something as a words of encouragement, you have to tell me as the person. Don't let somebody else tell me, because it's like, well, you didn't even have the guts to tell me on your own. So like it doesn't really mean as much as it could if you just would say it. So I feel like people just need to say things. I just think it's a lot. I think it just comes with the communication. Just like communication, I'm very big on that. I've always been big on that, and I think especially now that I'm finding my voice to say things, I feel like I prioritize that a lot in all of my relationships in any form. Like if you don't have good communication, we can't speak, because
Red flag.
I know that when push comes to shove, if I now need to speak to you and you're not getting back to me in a month, oh sorry, I was okay, cool. And then that whole month I've done things that I can't catch you up on because you wasn't there. And I don't think it's fair to resume something in a whole month where you've not said nothing. Like you can't pretend like nothing has happened if you've not said anything. So yeah, I think that's that.
It's deep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Deep. And I said, going in it. Thank you for sharing that. 3 things that frustrate the hell out of me. Unbelief towards good ideas. As soon as I start engaging with the unbelief, I'm already like, yeah, it's about to be an uphill crime. Crime or climb, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with that unbelief, a word that comes through is conviction. So if I feel like someone doesn't have conviction with what they're trying to do, it causes me so much frustration, because that their lack of conviction kind of feels like it puts a spanner in the works for my support. You know, and then I have to ask myself, in the day that I need support, is this somebody that I can call to jump in? Because they're not showing belief, they're not showing conviction in their own lives. So how can they then show conviction towards something that I might be suggesting? Then the other thing I don't like, or that makes me frustrated, lies. Lies, homie. That's
Oh
that
my
stuff
gosh.
I don't like.
How could I forget that? That's the biggest thing for me. Actually, take it all. The lies goes to the top. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Yo.
That one goes to the top. That one, I'm actually have
Yo.
a big gripe with that. That's going to the top.
Someone said you can live with a thief, but you can't live with a liar, bro.
Like I can't do that, and it's unnecessary when you're just doing it unnecessarily. Because when you're just doing it, then what else can you lie about? Like you have to really think about it. Like if you can lie about something so small, then there's bigger things that you can just lie about, and you're gonna think it's small to you.
And you know what? There's even levels to lies, yeah. Because there's the lies that are like, oh, I didn't share that because you didn't ask, and then there's the kind of like you know the kind of, oh, like it's part of the conversation, but I'm just not adding that part. Like say for example, the part that makes me sound bad. I'm telling you the thing, but like you're only hearing the part that.
There's a quote that one woman
good.
said about there's a name for that type of lie. I forgot what it's called.
What's it called?
I must search it up.
Yeah, that lie. I don't like any form of it. I don't like it's not like it's a white lie where it's like, it's not like a lie where it's like for a birthday party, right? And you're not telling the person what's going on. That's not harmful because they're not supposed to know that, because they're gonna find out, because they will find out very soon. When it's something like detrimental for the person to know, whether you think it or not, it doesn't have to be serious, and it just be something so simple, but you leave it out because now when it comes later on down the line and you want the person to speak up for you and they don't know
omission, lie of omission. Yeah.
I just feel like people just pick and choose when they want to say. I think it's just choosing when to say we want to say it. Like it's important whether you think it is or isn't. You have to
There's
let
always
the person
two
decide.
sides. There's always two sides to a story. So
like you have to let the person decide what they want to think. You can't make it. You can't make your own story as you go along. And then when people now ask you more questions about what you said before, you don't want to talk about it, or you try to brush it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is where it comes, like, again, the transparency part. I don't get when people hear transparency, they feel like it means you have to be stripped down to your base elements, bro. And it's just like, no, just be honest, fam. Honest and be clear, because that's what it's all about. Like, it's the clarity part. That's why you're being honest. You're not being honest to put yourself in a vulnerable position. Being honest so that this just makes the mission easier, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I guess some people got trauma in it, so they're that fear of not wanting to share. But you see, even that's something that you should share, because now so that then you can be given leeway in situations that you're not being transparent about. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is what I mean. Like, it really does come down to this poor communication. And when there's that, I can't lie, you're cooked still.
Yeah, I think definitely there is wisdom in truth telling. There's wisdom in giving people the option of what part of your story to believe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't, you know, I try to, when I'm in situations, I want to share both sides, my thoughts, other thoughts, and then let a person have their own balance of what I'm saying. You feel me? Of course, I don't feel like, for me personally, I started out as that, but over time, as you kind of grow, you start to realize, well, you can't be manipulating how people see things. If that's always your priority, then you are more liable to bring in deception. But give people the right to choose. That's all I can say on that. Yeah. So for me, it's unbelief, and then lies, and like false accusations. Oh my days. Yo, that drive me up the wall, bro. I'm like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that, you know, that tends to, you know,
And spinning the truth like a web,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Spider-Man.
That part. So it's like false accusations tied in with lies.
Yeah.
And unbelief. Oh my days. All those together is deep. Too deep. Too deep. But yeah, I mean, we can wrap it up here, but this is good. This is good. I feel like
Wait, David, did you give yours?
Oh no.
Yeah, David didn't. Yeah, give me your 3 before I wrap it up, bruv.
I think unbelief. I was actually struggling to actually think of.
He wasn't even thinking.
But I would say when it comes to unbelief, it's kind of just like, because then you have me questioning whether like my source is legit in a sense.
You get me? Oh
so I'm
my
like, even
God.
I know I can understand everyone has a way of interpreting and so, but it's like, don't misinterpret like the source I'm still giving you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just tell me you don't want it. I'd rather you tell me you don't want it than you get what I'm trying to say. And then I feel like, see, I was gonna say change as well, but for me, it's more so like anything new, in a sense. Like, so for example, I can, if you were to tell me something that I've done before, so it's automatic, all of a sudden do it, I could do it. But if it's something new, I'm a lot more hesitant with it, and it's because of just how my mind is wired when it comes to new things. I just examine the thing, whether it's something good, if it looks good, if it smells good, all these different things. Because that's what I have a mental overload when it comes to stuff like that. But I feel like it's something I'm growing out of, like every year really. I start to do more and more new things. I'm like, I never was able to do this before, in a sense.
Yeah.
But
nice.
My third thing might be the third thing, yeah.
Okay. Third thing. Okay, so you can't remember it.
Yeah.
Do you think over time, as you've kind of grown in patience, do you feel like that impatience that you used to experience before, you've kind of let it go?
I think when it in, I think the cause of the impatience has to be those two things, as well as, because in times where I've been impatient, I just feel like, for example, if I'm impatient because of somebody else, I'm just like, why aren't you up to my speed, quote unquote? Is it because you don't believe what I'm saying? And if not, then just tell me.
Right. That's good to know.
But yeah, I guess the third one could be communication. Then, yeah.
Communication. So when you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And
be left in the dark.
Trouble. Yeah. Fairs. Okay. Nice, gentlemen. Is that you? Yeah, I feel a sense of pride in you lot as young men, and seeing how you're navigating your thought traffic. Started out as a stream, but this is a bit more of a mature thing. You guys are showing real great capacity at this point. So I just want you to know I believe in you, and anyone else who's watching, thinking, well, I want to be like these guys. Well, I'm gonna ask you a question, Beans. How can somebody be more like you? What would they need to do?
They can't. I would say, if you want to be more like me, just be expressive, because there's a lot of people that don't feel like they have. Okay, what I've learned, I know a lot of people that are very funny and have a lot of personality in real life. When that camera comes on, that goes out the window.
0 - 5.
Don't think that I think it's not really nonchalant. It's just like you're just being very reserved online. Like, there's no point. Like, there's obviously a time and a place to be reserved, or like show that type of reservedness in your body language. But if you're trying to get to people, then you need to be expressive, like whatever form that may be. But you just like speaking like straight like this, and like, I'm not gonna want to watch you. Like, and if you're not like that, and that's your default, then you're gonna have to just. I feel like it's probably just a thing just to learn to be expressive in all forms of yourself, and like all forms of media, not just in person, because of the way that things are going right now as well. It's a lot quicker to show yourself in a different form, like social media.
Yeah, people are more likely to meet you online before they
even
meet
if it's
you
not
in real
social
life.
media. If you're someone that's not online like that, you don't have pages. When you're working, you're doing meetings. That is a form of media in which you need to show yourself, and you can show yourself in the expressive way that you are in that form in the meetings. When you're just talking, like, everyone knows to you're not saying, obviously there's just ways that you just learn the best ways to be yourself in an online format, because it could be a meeting, could be a presentation, it could be for a video, it could be for anything, and you want the best way for yourself to come out in those forms, because you just know that you've given all of yourself, and if they don't like you or they don't take you in, then that's fine, but at least you've done it. Now, if you don't give yourself, and you know that, it's going to hit you a lot harder once you don't get what you want to get. You might not get the opportunities that you want, or you might not even if it's for like a job, you might not get the job, but you're going to be thinking, oh, it's because of the video part. But if you've given yourself at every point, then there's nothing to be afraid of or to be upset about, because you know that you've given your all. So I just say be expressive if you want to be like me in that sense.
Nice.
Just be
Appreciate
expressive.
you
That's
sharing
it.
that. Appreciate you sharing that. Yo, Refrain, what do you think? If people want to be more like you, what's the course that they need to take?
If you want to be more like me, figure out what your purpose is, because then that means you can start serving and helping people, because it's free. Your purpose is how you help people. You're not going to help someone if you don't have an affinity for like, let's say, being a doctor, but you have the qualifications of a plumber. You're not going to help someone in the medical room. You probably even lead to unaliving someone in the medical room Do you get what I'm saying? But this is where it comes down to understanding what you're good at, what your purpose is. A lot of the time, what your purpose is usually tied to what you're good at, and then that is then tied to, you know, how you grew up, you know, because it's the trial and tribulation you got through to get to this point. So the fact that you're still here means you're here to do something. Do you get me? So I just think, figure out, if you can figure out your purpose, you learn how to serve, and i.e. helping people with that, you know, tie the two together, connect the dots, you're gonna be a lot more like me than you think.
Nice.
So I'd say.
Nice. Appreciate that. David, or D3, shall I say? What?
I would say start asking yourself questions. Like I think I wasn't always confident.
Is he sounding glitchy to you guys, or is it just me?
It's sounding
Oh my days.
You sound like Megatron, bro. Nice.
Oh yeah, am I cool now?
Nah, bro.
I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi issue. I don't know if it's I don't know what issue that is. But you're gonna solve it because you're Mr. Tech.
Hi.
There you go.
Much better.
I don't know how you fixed it.
Cool.
But,
yeah. Yeah, I think so. Ask yourself questions, because before I became confident performing or doing all these things, like I wasn't. But the only way for me to overcome the disbelief I had in myself, the insecurities, was asking myself, why am I like this? What is holding me? Is it a memory or something that happened years ago? Trace it all the way back.
Right.
Because I think there's a lot of unraveling someone has to do in that past for them to understand that they have a future for something new. In sense. But I think it really starts from inside. And I think before anyone should, literally, before you try to throw yourself out there, just because you might throw yourself out there and you do a certain mistake that's attuned to something in your past, in a sense, but because you haven't figured that out, it becomes
it's like your lesson is looping again, and this time it's much worse because your confidence is at stake. Interesting. That's great. It's good to hear. Yeah, man. And if you want to be more like me, might have to say no to some things. I understand that sometimes you can be ahead of your time, but being ahead of your time is not a crime. You feel me? It's just what happens when God calls your name. You'll put ahead of your time so that you can prepare, right? You prepare so that you never need to get ready when it's go time. So for me, I think if you're trying to be more like that, prepare. Like I can say to somebody really and truly, I saw U.Y.T many years before I met you guys. I just didn't know who the members would be or what type of people it would be, but I just knew that I have something to contribute to people like yourselves. So it was like, even though I couldn't physically see you, I was preparing mentally to pour into people like yourselves. And that meant reading. Spent quite a lot of time reading. I listened to a lot of what our term is audio messages or ebooks. Spent a lot of time doing that so that I would have something to say about everything. You know what I'm saying? And something to say about anything. So if you're trying to be more like me, go read some books. Read books on leadership, read books on purpose, read books on love, on relationships, read books on business, you know. And maybe write a book as well. So we'll be many steps closer at that point. But like everyone else, I'm a mere mortal who's trying to do great things. So we need to be constantly looking at how we excel ourselves. So this is just us breaking a pattern that we've had where we've been saying we would like to do something like this. We just never got around to doing it. Today we've done it. And yeah, the world is our oyster. Anything's possible from this point. Yeah, man. So a big thank you to everyone who's tuned into the stream. As you can see, we're just relaxed at the moment. But yeah, we've talked about a lot of things. And I hope that somebody somewhere learning something. I've learned something. I've picked up some golden nuggets. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what we're gonna do very soon. So you guys keep it locked. This is U.Y.T Collective, the Collective Motivation Podcast. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the building.
I be in
If you're in
smile.
the news, make sure you
Smile for the camera.
Make sure you follow up all the accounts at U.Y.T Media, at King Vito Speaks. Beans, what's your socials, man?
My socials and everything is at Beans the Artist, all lowercase. Beans with a Z, not an S.
And you
That's
got
it.
Beans Archive, Beans Unlocked,
Yeah,
Beans,
well, those are my
Beans.
TikTok. Actually, yeah, those are all my music ones. In terms of other ones, I have BTA Archive, BTA Unlocked, and yeah, BTA Unlocked, BTA Archive, Beans Apparel, and everything BTA. I think those are all of them.
Nice.
What's your BTA? What's your BTA?
What does BTA stand for?
Beans the Artist.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
You guys are asking the obvious. So and then D3, what's your one?
Honestly, I was gonna say D.
Bro, you sound
Beats on the
upset.
platform.
Oof.
Whoa. So like, what's that game that we played where the spells are like random words? Yeah.
D3 Beats. D3 Beats on all platforms, and then all my subsequent accounts is on that main page. Seller GT, D3 Create, it's D3 Otaku. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna put them the names in the what's it called, in the description. Hopefully we'll chop this up. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but big love to everybody. Appreciate you, and we will be seeing you real soon. Stay locked in. And remember, it's about collective motivation. Let's go. Peace. Hey, gangster, stuck in the loop, hamster, running
I think
around.
go slow-mo and just
So much pain, no
fade out.
Even if they are daily bread, and make sure that the team is fed.
Most of my life I've seen bad chaos. Yeah, man, get caught in drama. Call me the farmer, life will pay off. Been born on me like grass. I know this grass, snakes won't stay off. I know love, hate, and patience. Don't be a pagan, I know my way off. Call me the man that will pay off. Me and you, we are different builds, different ideas, different fields. Bigger dreams, I can't start yield. Bigger teams, I'm out unreal. I see a future, very tangible. Enemies, snatch. They don't know my God is attached. They don't know my God will attack. What is Beans doing, bro?
Well, I did is what D3's do. He's making me laugh. Like, he's just aura in the camera trying to get edits.
In place, Father, for grace. I seek the Lord for pace.
Hey, gangster, stuck in the loop, hamster, running around, hamster. So much pain, no answers. Lord, give us this day our daily bread, and make sure that the team is fed. Amen.
I ain't rapped in a minute, feeling nostalgia rap in my spirit. I got the soldiers running like bulgers. We got the hand on the ball like cricket. Know my style, you know I'm with it. Know my guys, you know we're legit. I got the power, don't go sour. We got the test time, bitch. Don't need no shots. We get the job, they call it boring. I get the drop, next man out. Don't invest in flies, stalling. I need the constant diligent what? I set pace, don't wait for the calling. Cause I get more from the bag like who? Cause I get more from the bag like Jordan.
Hey, gangster, stuck in a loop, hamster, running around, hamster. So much pain, no answers. Give us the day our daily bread. Make sure that the team is fed.
I beat up on power.
Give us the day our daily bread. Make sure that the team is fed.
Top and power.
Top and powered?
Yeah.